Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Alright then, we have a new mold. I know that you've probably seen it. Maybe you've seen somebody pour it. We're going to, I remember back, it's like a little lantern. And I remember back in my childhood days, the old Coleman lanterns used to be either red or green. So I've got this tiny Turner. It's called Aether or A-E-T-H-E-R. Aether. But this is from the Toonpish Crafts. I got this from Wendy at Toonpish Crafts for the tiny Turner. And it's a green. And if I can get it open. I have such, there we go. It's sort of like a green, maybe a bluish green, sort of blue-green kind of thing. But anyway, I wanted to make this lantern this color. So we're going to paint this mold this color. It is a bluish green. I think it's going to be pretty. So we're going to do that. But I do, hang on a minute, I also wanted to, the little buttons on it, I want to put them as, oh, I never even opened this one before. I want to do it as like a silver. And this is Let's Resin holographic silver. So let me wipe that one off real quick. Because I want to make that area silver. The little buttons. Okay, so we're going to put these little buttons on there. We're going to make them holographic silver. I'm not too sure with this thing here. Should have used maybe a smaller brush. Try to get it off there to where it's not going to come off on that. I don't think that'll work. It's not easy painting these things without trying to get it on that other part so that yeah, I'm gonna have to clean that up. Okay, let me bring this to me real quick, y'all, because I got to pull the mold in. There we go. I'd pull the mold in like that so that I can get that cleaned off a little bit. And try not to take off any of the color. Well, it's not going to be perfect, but you know what? It's a little bit hard to get in there. Okay, I think that's about close enough. So, let me put the lid on this. Oh no, I think I have more things in here that I want to put some of the silver on. I think I'm going to use a littler brush. Here we go. This one's a little bit littler. Might be easier not to get it everywhere with yeah, this is a little bit better. So I'm just putting this holographic silver on these little notches. So that it'll come out as an accessory on there with the silver. I hope it comes out okay. We're going to see when it comes out, huh? We're fully vested now. Alright, so I got those painted silver. And I have this painted silver. Okay, now we can get back to the green blue, because it doesn't matter if I put it over the silver now, because the silver's put down. Whatever you're putting down first is what's going to come out. So we're going to get this painted in here. I think it's going to be kind of pretty. Sure is a pretty bluish green. So anyway, we're getting this colored in here. I think that's good. Let me tap off the excess, and then I'm going to take a big brush, a little fuzzy brush, and I'm going to burnish that in a little bit so that there may be get the brush strokes out of it and get it burnished in there to where it's not going to be, you won't see so many imperfections, I don't think, when you do that. All right, we got that done. So I'm going to pause it right here because I'm sure you don't want to watch me do the rest of these. I'm going to get these painted and then we'll be back. Okay, so I've got it all painted. Got it all painted and ready to go. So this is the little bulb part that where the light shines through, like the lantern. So I had an idea. I have some of this mylar paper, whatever you call it, foil. I don't really know what you call it, but I have some of these, and I had a orangey red thing, so I rolled it up and I rubbed it on there, and I'm going to stick it in here, and I'm going to, when it cures and I cut it off, I'm hoping that it's going to resemble a flame. That's what I'm hoping. So we will definitely be able to see that. But I think that I want it, I'm going to lift it up a little bit further. In there, like that. So it doesn't touch the resin. Or you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to pour a little bit of the resin in, enough to secure it, and let it cure, and then I'll remove it. So we're going to try it. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know what it's going to do, but we're going to try it. But I'm going to try that first because I really need to put in some I'm going to need to put some black pigment into the rest of this to pour into the other pieces. So I want to do what I need to do with the clear first. And I did put some crushed crystal in there to give it a little bit of sparkle. I think I'm going to leave it right there. And I'm going to pour the rest of this into a little mold here. Always have little molds that you can pour this into. And don't be like me and spill it everywhere. Okay. And we'll fill that up in a minute. Let me get this out of the way. Making a mess. That's my middle name. Loretta Mess. Just kidding. But I do tend to make messes sometimes. Alright, we're going to move this out of here. Okay, now I'm going to let's set this over here to where I can there we go. Alright, we're going to pour this in here so that I can add some black to it. And I'm going to be using this Let's Resin black pigment. Get it mixed up really good. All right, then we're going to pour that in here. Definitely going to need some more. Get that all mixed in there. I want to top that off just a little bit. And before I fill that up, I want to come in here and squeeze it a little bit because it has areas that it could trap some bubbles. I see the bubbles coming up. All right, this ought to be fun. Okay. All right. I think that can use just a little dab more to, there we go, top it off. All right. I'm going to try to dome these a little bit. There we go. All right. So we're going to let that cure. And then I'm going to finish filling that up once it sets a little bit. But we're going to let the rest of it cure. And then I'll come back when it's time to demold it. I'll see you then. Okay. Everything is ready to demold. So, let's get cracking. I'll tell you what. These were my extras. Let me get them out real quick. It's a snail. It's those little snails that you make those little balls for. Put them little balls on there. That's what you do with those. I have a big one, and I have a little one. Teeny tiny one. I did pour now. I demolded him and painted his eyes. Ain't he cute? Then we got a flower. I love this mold. And then we got a bird. I overpoured him a little bit, so it's going to be a little bit of finagling to get it in there. Sometimes they can be such a pain. Did a bird. So cute. And then we got little sea creatures that are, you can put them in there, your turtles and stuff, as shadow figures. I love the little turtles and the stingray. The stingray is adorable. So tiny. And those are little shadow figures. Okay, now for the pièce de résistance. Let's take these are the handles. Oh, wow, look at that color. Oh, my garage. Look at the color. Tell you what, those Tiny Turner colors you get from Wendy at Toonpish Crafts, those are the bomb diggity colors, man. God, they're beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, let's see what we got on this guy. Well, it kind of sloppied out on the thing, darn it. But look at that color. That color is gorgeous. And then this is the, hopefully this one didn't do as bad as that one did. Because I did put some silver on those little spots in there. Well, they didn't come out so bad. Pretty. That is pretty. Alright, let's see if this thing worked. I think I'm going to have to put a little bit of alcohol in this one. I'm going to bring it to me, guys, just so that I can get it started. There we go. So you think that looks like a flame? I think it does. That's cool. Alright, the way these things go, it goes in here. And then down at the bottom. Alright, let me get I'm going to get some of this bonding resin from Estoya. The bonding resin really attaches real quick, but first I got to get this light. Hold on. I'm sorry I didn't have my stuff together. Alright, so before we put all this stuff on here, this is where the light goes. And in order to do that, I think I'm going to use a little piece of this double-sided tape because I don't want to cement it in there. I don't know how long those LED lights last, and if I have any hopes of ever replacing it, if anything ever happens to it, I can't glue it in there. So I'm going to put it in with this double-sided tape. To hold it in place. You have to have little fingers to do that. Alright, put that in there. Because this will be on a plug. We'll plug it in just a minute. Alright, so now I want to fix these on here. Alright, so let's see if we can get this. We'll put it together on this thing first. This thing can be a little tedious. Alright, we're gonna put a little bit of this resin on here. Hopefully this works. I think that's on there for a bit. And then we'll put some on this side. This ain't as easy as it looks to hold it on with one hand. All right. crooked. Hold on. You probably need to put this on there with E6000 and let it set for a day or two, maybe. Or maybe even super glue. I'm just trying to get it on here to where we can test this baby out. Alright, let me see if I can get a spot weld on here. Just enough to hold it in place for a minute. Alright, let's see if that might work. Just trying to tack weld it a little bit with this bonding resin, just enough to where I can show you what it looks like, because I'm going to have to come back in there with some E6000, I think, and glue it in place. But this at least hold it in place long enough to plug it in and try it out. Alright, I think that'll, yeah, it's going to hold it in place long enough. Alright, now let me see about plugging this in. It's powered with a USB plug. And we'll see. Oh man. Let me turn this big light off. What do you think? I know it's too bright. It's too bright. Y'all can't see that. There you go. Does it look like a flame in there? That little piece of paper? I think yes. I think it does. I think it looks like a flame in there. Let me turn its light off. Y'all can see it better. Check out that color, y'all. Is that not cute? That is the cutest thing. And that color, the colors on that green. It reminds me of the old-timey Coleman lanterns from when I was a kid. But that looks like it does look like a flame, that little piece of paper. It worked. That is so cute, y'all. Cute, cute. Loving it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, my garage. It's just too cute. I think I should have put these in the back, but they're only spot welded. I can turn it around, but it's just, I can't get over that green color. That tiny Turner color is just beautiful. Beautiful. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. I think this little IntoResin mold is adorable. Just adorable. So I suggest that you definitely try it. I think that you will really get a kick out of it. Gotta love IntoResin. But yeah, I think that worked out beautiful. So, for all my OG subscribers, thank y'all for hanging in with me. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that you're sticking with me and that you've hung in there with me. I am almost to 900. Thank you, each and every one of you. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. And I just can't thank you enough. But hopefully, but I'm going to have another video. I've got another little thing coming up that we're going to try and experiment. That I saw the technique, and I'm going to try something really cool. So I hope that you join me for that. I just can't thank everybody enough. I'm just truly blessed. I hope that you enjoyed the little lantern, and it gave you maybe an idea of what you want to do with one, and inspired you to be able to do one. And just remember, there are blessings out there everywhere, and if you haven't found one, be one. Thanks, guys. Love you all. See you next time. Bye.